is a modest rock planet, roughly the size of Mars. It has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its scorching hot surface is mainly composed of silicate rock, with deposits of aluminum and other light metals. Acrolis has a very weak magnetic field. In addition to very high levels of solar radiation, it is not suitable for Mass Effect drive discharge operations. Scans for this planet revealed several deposits of samarium. Medla is a terrestrial planet with a light atmosphere of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. The surface is hot and mainly composed of magnesium and deposits of sulfur. Over a dozen volcanoes are currently erupting across the surface. Mingyito is a sun-baked wasteland of sodium, chlorates, and radioactives. Its relatively light mass has left it tidally locked to the star Plutus, with a day-side hot pole and a night-side cold pole. A powerful solar wind has stripped most of the atmosphere away. While scanning the planet, you detect a large deposit of uranium. Alright. Headed to Maroon Sea. Let me just write Maroon Sea down. Patatiton, a rather small hydrogen-helium gas giant. Patatiton's atmosphere contains large quantities of chlorine. Matriarch's writings recovered. Scans of Patatiton. Pataiton reveals a strange unmanned vessel in orbit around the planet. Tali brought it on board and determined it was Asari made, but very old. She discovered several ancient artifacts inside the vessel, including one of Matriarch Dilanaga's writings. Alco. The geological properties of Alco have been scanned from orbit, but little else is known about it. A fairly typical mix. Outer system, terrestrial rock and ice. Alco has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Its crust is composed of silicates and water ice with deposits of aluminum. Unregistered starship traffic has been recorded in the vicinity of the planet. Travel is not advised. Metal-rich asteroid. Scans of the asteroid field revealed a large deposit of palladium.
Looks like we've got an active distress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
Notacrux is a verdant world with abundant water, temperate climate, a thick nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, and a rich ecosystem. It would seem to be perfect for life. The relatively high percentage of oxygen makes humans feel energized and alive, though it also has allowed insect analogs to grow to frightful sizes. Unfortunately, Notocrux is a case of almost not quite. Thunderstorms are as common as on Earth, but in Notocrux's thicker, oxygen-rich atmosphere, they're deafening and spark constant wildfires. More damning, however, are the large and ubiquitous tufts of pollen that float on the high-pressure air. In humans and other oxygen-breathing species, they cause severe or lethal allergic reactions. Okay, you can see really high mountains here too. Some of these get really steep. Notocrux is probably a pain in the ass to travel in. So these are all thorium creepers. I don't know if there's anything here to check out. It looks like a shelter, but there's no entrance. Or I don't know if it's supposed to be something that crashed. It's hard to tell.
En route.
We've successfully surveyed a large deposit of gold. creativity. Yeah, I will miss my Mass Effect 1 worlds. They weren't too steep even for the boosters. I'll miss the ability to say pretty in other games. I'm mostly going to be antagonized. Successfully surveyed a large deposit of cobalt. Sure, that's what cobalt looks like, huh? I don't think these guys can actually hurt you. They could probably mess with the finish of the Mako by vomiting on it, but that's about it. Okay, I learned something. I can on my rifle with the F4, probably in both games, in all the games. I know with some of the mods I have, it just resets me to a pistol a lot of times.
Just lead the way.
Let's get moving.
Yeah, that looks like a Thorian pod. Guys is nasty. Nobody likes that.
We got them all, Shepard.
Rescuers? Oh, thank God. See? I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief Exogeny Researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
I need to know what's going on. Why is this place crawling with Thorian creepers?
How do you know about the Thorian?
I know what Exogeny was up to. I saw what they let the Thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Pharos. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants. Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
Why didn't you send a clear message asking for help? All we had was that signal from the emergency beacon.
This is a closed communications base. Exogeny was worried about someone on the project selling secrets to a rival firm or reporting our work to the authorities. We have no direct communication with the outside, only the emergency beacon. It sends a general distress signal to the Exogeny site on Pharos. They're supposed to send a team to respond inside of 24 hours, but it sounds like they had problems of their own.
Any chance some of the other people at the base might still be alive?
I doubt it. Too many creepers out there. They never stood a chance. We're the only ones left.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Maybe there was still some kind of link between the creepers and the Thorian back on Pharos. The Thorian was unlike any other life form we've ever studied. I can't explain how, but maybe when it died, it somehow set off the creepers here.
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
You were in charge of this project. The safety of the staff was your responsibility. They trusted you, and you betrayed that trust.
Be reasonable. I didn't mean for this to happen. Besides, how does it help anyone if I end up in jail? Normally, Exogeny would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Pharos. But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
The victims here deserve justice. I have to take you in.
That's not going to happen. Open fire! Open fire!
So Jenny's second-rate mercs proved no match for a trained Alliance Marine. With the last of the science crew dead, there's no reason to linger here.
Perimeter secured. Heading out.
Okay, here is the homeland of the shifty-looking cow, which I believe showed up as concept art, and then someone said, that is a shifty-looking cow. So you can click on it. It's not called a shifty-looking cow, but it will have stolen some of my gold, I believe. Oh, if you stick around long enough, that shifty-looking cow will steal some of your credits, I believe. Just as a silly thing. Because it's a shifty-looking cow. I think the only other time you see them is Mass Effect 2. They are in Project Firewalker. It's either Firewalker or Overlord. I think it's Firewalker. Yeah, I can pretty much fly. Or fall. Alright. If I get the orientation of the Mako right, I can fly. It is not right. That is not right. Sweetheart. Okay, so other people can probably fly. Terrain insignia recovered. This escape pod is half buried in material that washed down from the mountain. Though it has obviously been here for centuries, the computer still has power. Linking in with your heart suit, you discover a batch of files containing data on the Thracia colony. Bamarthu has a reducing atmosphere of methane and nitrogen. The surface is hot and mainly composed of sodium with deposits of uranium. In terms of size and orbit, Bamarthu is a virtual twin of Earth but utterly lacks life. Coupe has the composition of an ice dwarf planet, but is unusually large for such a body. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The frozen surface is dotted with deposits composed of potassium and light metals, brought to the surface by cryovolcanic processes. Coupe's icy surface was often used as a source of potable water by passing merchant vessels. Since the Alliance claimed the intersystem word of Chaska, satellites placed in orbit automatically bill any vessel landing on the world for the mass of water removed from the surface. ExoGeni has had a difficult time keeping these satellites operational. They often meet with accidents caused by impact with jettisoned ship debris. While scanning this planet, you detected a large deposit of magnesium. This asteroid has an unusually sculpted and artistic appearance with many long, sweeping curves. Prothean disk data recovered. While scanning the asteroid field in the Matano system, you discovered a badly damaged ship. The recon team found no survivors on board, but they did find a Prothean data disk. Elapa is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with an unusual ruby color caused by contaminants in the atmosphere. The world has over 120 moons, one of the highest totals of all known systems. Once full development of Chaska's colony begins, a helium-3 refining infrastructure will be developed in the Elapa system, concentrated on the large ice moons of Koniraya. Apo is a craggy world of igneous and basaltic mountains. Apo is racked by constant geological activity. While volcanic hotspots are rare, continental plates are constantly piling up new mountains, subducting old ones or causing slips along transform faults. Apo has a dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Due to the constant earthquakes and landslide activity, surface exploration is not advised. The rubble-covered wrecks of the half-dozen expeditionary ships stand in mute testament to the planet's instability. Metal-rich asteroid. While scanning this asteroid field in the Metano system, you discovered a large deposit of platinum. Chaska is a large but low-density world, fundamentally similar to its inner neighbor, Intai. Like Intai, Chaska is tidally locked to Metano. The same side always faces the sun, resulting in a scorching day side and a frozen night side. In the temperate areas around the Terminator, temperatures average around 30 degrees Celsius. Combined with the nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, this slender band of habitable terrain allows limited colonization by humans. Chaska's ring is unique. It appears to be, for lack of a better term, a massive piece of alien installation art. The rings are made of small pieces of synthetic material and are almost invisible from space. From the ground, they catch and scatter the light of Metano in picturesque ways. It is not known who created the ring, or when. Chaska is very early in development, with little more than a few pioneer teams scattered across the surface. Information is being collated about native hazards and ecology, while a massive colonist recruiting drive is gearing up back on Earth. Well, unfortunately, I'm not seeing the rings of Chaska. It'd be cool. Come on, baby, you can do it. Alright, we'll go to the side one. Pretty. Okay. Yeah, these pyramids, there's really nothing to them. I did finally go search it up. Occasionally there might be like something at the apex, but in general, they're just hanging out. Prothean data disk recovered. There are several small Prothean artifacts in the crate, including an intact Prothean data disk. It appears to be in excellent condition. Oh yeah, this is Prothean dig site. Sometimes they have stuff at the top, but not this time. And apparently there is no like quest associated with anything. They're just Prothean thingies in the middle of... Yeah, those are clouds, not rings. just kind of surprises me that they didn't even bother to, like, change the color of the grass or anything. It's just all green.
Looks deserted.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Who are you guys?
The entire colony must have been transformed.
Husks. Gross. Nasty.
Hostile spotted.
Message unsent. Sweetheart, I know you're worried about leaving your friends and living across the galaxy from Earth, but I know you'll love it here. There's no smog, no pollution, not even night or day. The air is fresh and warm, the sun dances across the sky, and Chaska's ring twinkles in the sky. When I get permission from the Delta Pavonis Foundation, we will plant oak trees. Our feet and hands will be mucky, but you and I will start growing Chaska's first forest. Cannot wait to see you. Dad. Probably just shot Dad. Dad is ashes, as are the dreams of his beloved father, son, mother, daughter. Dad. There will be no mucky, I'm afraid. Yeah, they're all barred. Who was it? Daughter? Sweetheart. Yeah, just sweetheart, so we don't know. Male or female. Could be a son, but probably a daughter. Check this out over here. Yeah, we came in through that pass. Okay. I wish there could be oak trees here. But instead... successfully surveyed a large deposit of beryllium. Screaming.
Engaging target. Research log, Dr. Murati. Project BIA has stagnated. The benefactor will not be pleased. Our subjects haven't evolved into metahumans he wanted. They're just drooling fools captivated by the light of an alien device. It gnaws at their minds as it mesmerizes them, inflicting in them an extreme form of dementia. As I analyzed the device, the answer came to me, whispering in my mind. It isn't the mind at fault. It is the flesh. Our meager forms cannot cope with ascension. A physical evolution of flesh and bone will grant the subjects the fortitude to ascend. The spiked altars are the key to unlocking our potential. Yeah, about that. Yeah, you know, don't do that. I still can't see the rings. Just the pollen. Yeah, those all look like clouds. Guys are assholes. Knock you. See, can you knock these all over? No. Damn it. Ugh.
Hostile spotted. Now it gets fun. Dead and done, just the way I like 'em.
Project BIA isn't converting test subjects into metahumans as we expected. Each subject exposed to the device rapidly becomes addicted, and mental degeneration begins almost immediately. Something about its light captivates all that witnesses it, mesmerizing them as it gnaws away at their minds. Their weak forms cannot cope with this form of ascension. I fear this is not exactly the same technology that our benefactor saw in Shanxi. Yeah, this is, the benefactor is, elusive man, this is, Cerberus. But while studying it, the answer came to me. This device must be used in conjunction with the altars. Physical evolution of flesh and bone to metal will grant the subjects the fortitude to begin their ascension. Yeah. Yeah, the elusive man was at Shanxi. The colonial pioneer team rarely consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It's clear that none of them have survived. The Cerberus group has a lot to answer for here.
Cerberus. Should have known they were behind this.
So Cerberus, as seen here, has been fucking about with Reaper technology for a while. Long before Shepard dies and is brought back in Mass Effect 2. So in my canon, my head canon, and for every Shepard that I've written, they're Reapers. They're not indoctrinated, but they are rebuilt with Reaper tech, making them Reapers. Oh, went straight past it. Successfully surveyed a large deposit of palladium. So in my headcanon, the Crucible is just an insane AI. There's no sense to any of it. And is willing to pass on power to one of its creations, Shepard, who it knows is a Reaper. To me, that just adds an extra creep factor. We've successfully surveyed a small deposit of plutonium. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. I want new mail. I don't think I have any, but I want it. No new messages. No. Somebody talk to me. Intai. Intai is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere composed of ammonia and helium. Its surface is mainly composed of sodium oxide with deposits of magnesium. Its density is rather low, leaving the planet tide-locked to Matanum. Intai is an unremarkable world, drawing little more than a cursory scan for surface pirate anchorages when Alliance patrols entered the system. Antida is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Its atmosphere is darkened by traces of sodium. It is one of relatively few planets known with an orbital period of more than a millennium. Turret insignia recovered. Scans of Antida revealed a group of defunct turrets orbiting the planet. The recon team carefully retrieved one of the turrets and brought it on board. Tali dismantled the weapon and found it was marked with a Carthan outpost insignia. Alma Crux has an atmosphere of methane and ethane. Despite its great distance from Caspian, the energetic young star heats the surface almost to temperate levels. Thick ground fogs are common at the Terminator, where water ice frozen during the long dark side night meet the warm air masses from the day side. The crust is mainly composed of copper with deposits of sodium. Alma Crux's abundant water and relatively mild temperature and gravity have placed it on the short list of terraforming candidate worlds. However, there's a significant opposition from eco-ethics groups who assert that Alma Crux's primitive methantropic bacteria may be a precursor to a full-fledged native ecology. Cornuri has a trace atmosphere of carbon dioxide and helium. The surface is mainly composed of silica, laced with iron oxides, indicating the world has an oxygenated atmosphere at some time in the past. Given the relative youth of the blue star Caspian and the significant gravity well of Fenuri, this must have occurred with astonishing swiftness, perhaps a result of some cataclysmic event. Further research is required. Scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of gold. Tatanka is a large but low-density terrestrial world with an atmosphere of nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Its crust is composed of sulfur and unremarkable silicates. Occasional deposits of heavy metals, usually the result of meteor strikes, dot the surface. High-speed winds, powered by the hot blue star Caspian, present a constant hazard. Atmospheric entry is hazardous, and EVAs are discouraged. Cornucopia is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. While obviously adrift, Cornucopia is not broadcasting any distress call. Registry is ex-solar shipping, Sol.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
I like the purple lighting, purple running lights on the ship. It's a shame purple clashes so much with red hair. My other Shepards have had a lot of purple hair.
Husks. The ship's probably crawling.
No need to worry about survivors.
According to the log files, the ship was out near the Perseus Veil. Looks like they found some kind of alien artifact. They brought it on board, and then This doesn't make any sense. They plotted a course straight into the Perseus Veil, like they wanted the Geth to find them.
What else do the logs say?
The entries don't make a lot of sense after that. It's like the captain's mind was falling apart. It doesn't say anything about how the ship got back into human territory.
The Geth turned them into husks and left the ship where someone would find it, trying to show us what happens to organics dumb enough to enter the Veil.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
So I did
Logged.
finally...
The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
I did finally get my Mass Effect 1 and 2, the Neem character looks... I like the way she looks. It also works on Mass Effect 2, but there's something strange. The character creators for 1 and 2 are very different from the modded character creators of 3. So getting her appearance to match was a nightmare. And, so I don't really want to be doing that again. I did make a renegade character. Okay, Theros. Let's go to Voyager. And I'm just going to be using her, the default Shepard appearance, because the idea of trying to match 3 games while going into the trilogy mod editor and changing everything is
Commander,
very upsetting.
incoming signal from 5th Fleet HQ on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up.
Uh-huh.
In the First Contact War, we fired a lot of espionage probes into Turian space. We just received a mission-complete burst from one of them.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after First Contact.
What makes this uncomfortable?
When these probes were launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We didn't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in. A 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead. About equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody finds that probe, tampers with it, you don't need me to finish, Commander.
I understand this must be handled, but I don't have anyone trained to deal with this sort of thing, sir.
I know. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years. The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this probe. I'm asking you because the Normandy can get on site quickly and quietly. It's in the Voyager cluster.
It's in the Voyager cluster. That's the opposite side of the Alliance from Turian space. How did it get there?
I don't know. It's possible someone recovered it safely and brought it there. It's also possible it got very badly lost. It could have been wandering the relay network since the war.
We'll get on it immediately, Admiral, and we'll be discreet.
I appreciate that, Commander. Good luck. Fifth Fleet out.
So one of the weird things about the way they did the games is that you can make a character, but if you reuse a character, it doesn't let you change its appearance. So in order to change appearance, you have to go into the Trilogy game editor and change things manually. You can get a code that you would use, but in Mass Effect 1 and 2 with some of the mods, the additional modded stuff will interpret that code differently. So say there are 7 brows in the base, and 7 different eyebrows in the base and 14 with mods. Now they all have different numbers. So you can go into the character creator and create a character and then run it through the mods, and it looks completely different. So I used someone else's mods for Mass Effect 1 and 2 here, and then adjusted it in the character creator after a lot of trial and error. And I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to stick with this character. Looks fine now. I probably reuse her, and I have a renegade who's just going to look like generic femshep, because you can choose that, but you can't change it at all. You can't edit it at all. I just think that's crazy, but okay. Dremar is a standard hydrogen helium gas giant with traces of methane and nitrogen in its upper atmosphere. Yeah, that's one of those weird things, like you couldn't even play as the generic looking Shepard in the original trilogy. It wasn't available. Scans from orbit have detected a large concentration of nitrogen. I believe it wasn't available until the last game, and then you weren't able to, so you couldn't. It's just, the character creation is crazy. Cybin, a small rock on ice planet. Cybin has an extremely thin atmosphere of hydrogen sulfide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of iron. Cybin's crust contains significant deposits of green serpentine, a mineral formed by volcanic activity. This suggests Cybin was a more geologically active world in the distant past. While scanning the planet Cybin, you discovered a large mine grid in geosynchronous orbit. With help from Navigator Presley, your recon team recovered a small unmanned probe marked with the Qadim outpost insignia. Planedma is the second of the Amazon system's arid superterrestrial worlds. It's considerably less dense than its neighborhood, Dernuka, and has an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of iron-laced silicates with deposits of sulfur. While scanning this planet, you detected a small deposit of polonium. Dernuka is an enormous terrestrial world, nearly twice the size of Earth. Its environment is similar to that of Mars, arid, and a mix of craggy basalt highlands and sand-scoured deserts of iron-laced silicate dust. Dernuka's atmosphere mainly consists of carbon dioxide and argon, but the planet's mass is great enough that measurable amounts of helium and even molecular hydrogen remain trapped in its atmosphere. The planet's gravity well is deep enough that it's collected nearly a dozen small satellites, most captured asteroids. Its surface is scarred by many large impact craters, marking the final resting place of other captured asteroids. Agibinium is a small terrestrial world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. Though the planet has sufficient mass to maintain a much thicker atmosphere, much of it has been blasted away. The red giant Amazon is a long-period variable star, currently at the nadir of its 16-year cycle. At peak, its energy output doubles, lashing Agibinium with intense heat and radiation. The crust is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of tin. Much of the surface is coated with fine silicate dust, which easily penetrates the smallest cracks to foul machinery. That looks cool. Successfully surveyed a deposit of Sumerian. Alright, let's see how my collections are going. Okay, I've gotten everything, all my collections except League medallions and Prothean artifacts, which I only need one more for. So my collections are mostly done. We've successfully surveyed a large deposit of magnesium. We have successfully surveyed a large deposit of beryllium. See some alien architecture off there to the left. All these boxes in the Amazon system.
Mineshaft. That's the source of the signal.
This smells.
I agree. Your probe didn't crash. It was moved here.
They may not know what they have. Let's find it before they set it off.
Right.
Look at all the boxes missing in Amazon. This is where all your lost packages have gone. Into the future. Where the assholes live. I'm gonna save for, reasons.
That was a detonator. Someone just screwed us.
Shepard, at last.
You have me at a disadvantage.
You don't remember me. No matter. I remember you. I never forget anyone I've fought. My name is Ilanos Halliot. I doubt you know it. Who do you think runs the Terminus clan, Shepard, huh? Thousands of pirates, slavers, criminals of every stripe?
In most criminal organizations, it's the one who's recognized as the most successful.
That's correct. The one who kills the most men, seizes the most ships, pillages the most colonies. 3 years ago, I was the strongest. I used my influence to assemble a fleet. We would drive your kind out of the Verge.
You're the one behind the attack on Elysium.
I was the motivator, the instigator, the one who promised glory and riches for sacking the largest human colony in the cluster. The one blamed when it failed. Failed because of you. Your damnable holding action.
My crew will come for me.
Let them. We'll be ready. An Alliance warship would make a fine prize. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, the ores here are laced with heavy metals. I'm afraid your suit radios aren't powerful enough to transmit out.
It doesn't have to be like this, Halliot.
Empty words from a dead woman. Goodbye, Shepard.
Orders, Commander.
We've got air and light and the Normandy's still in orbit. Let's look for another way out.
There's no time to get out. You have to disable the bomb before it goes off. Oh good, I didn't have to do the minigame. I disabled the bomb. Yay! Oop. So you can see that the you can see where the Nico is. Yeah, look at that alien ship. Very cool. Back over here. So wir kommen da down here und wir schützen. Like so. Halliet went through a lot of trouble to draw you here. Pity it ended like this. For him, at least. Now that you're above ground, your suit radio has a re-established connection with the Normandy. Time to get the hell out of here. Or, you know, keep looking for stuff. I believe in the original, that was a human... human model. So I believe with the mod it's a re-recorded voice. Oh, okay. Scavenger corpse. Turian insignia recovered. Scavenger doesn't appear to be from the crashed fighter. Her helmet has been punctured from a long-range sniper round. On the body is a book of drawings, including one of the Siglar outpost insignias. Brushing away the carbonization on the door of the contragravity speeder, you see the Nezo brand name. Judging by the charring, the wreckage has been here since the star's last variable peak. The corpse is wearing the remains of an expensive suit and what appears to be melted antique aviator goggles. Okay, my map updated. I'm gonna drive back and see if the debris is something that I already got, but I think so. It says that my map updated, but it might do that all the time when you have found a point and it changes it. Let's see. Just kind of cool to drive around. Turbo. I think we got this debris, but yeah. Oh, maybe not. That's where we came out. I'm not sure we went up here and collected whatever is here. Okay. Alright, now we're all set. the Youngster system. Paragon has a thin atmosphere composed of neon and chlorine. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of silica with deposits of copper. During the long, cold night, chlorine in the atmosphere falls to the ground in the form of frost. Scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of thorium. Alrumter is a small, rocky terrestrial planet with a trace atmosphere of nitrogen and krypton. Its frigid surface is mainly composed of light metals with deposit areas of frozen ammonia. Prothean data disk recovered. We detected a weak signal coming from the far side of the planet Alrumter. Joker brought the Normandy around, and your salvage team picked up a small escape pod trapped in orbit. There was a long dead Turian inside, along with a few personal items and a Prothean data disk. Jagier is a small barren rock world with a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The surface is frigid and mainly composed of silicates with deposits of magnesium, aluminum, and other light metals. Jagier has a weak magnetic field, making it unsuitable for drive-discharge operations. Scans from orbit have detected a large deposit of beryllium. Binthu has an atmosphere of carbon dioxide with a permanent haze of toxic chlorine and clouds of sulfur dioxide that periodically drop torrents of acidic rain on the surface. Its crust is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of calcium. Like most worlds in the Voyager cluster, Binthu has been only charted within the last 20 years by land surveyors. There's no known native ecology. Data about the world is surprisingly brief and generic, painting a picture of an unpleasant and uninteresting place. You have successfully surveyed a large deposit of palladium. And one of the weird things is these are already X'd out like I've been there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if these are Geth or what. I'm pretty sure the Geth incursion stuff is in the Fulcrum system, which we are not in. This is just generic human shenanigans. Going after Cerberus stuff here. Oh, okay. Look out! I'm not sure you got a good look at it, but I think those were Rachni. Shipping manifest, Gromar Orbital Station, MSV Sticks, 7 containers of Medigel, source Port Hansha, Novaria, destination Senu Spaceport, Calliston, 3 flat-pack animal pens with shield generator, 24 crates of freeze-dried animal feed, omnivores, 51 crates of Alliance standard rations. Source Discovery Spaceport Horizon, destination Sino Spaceport, Calliston, 1 container of medical samples, registered as biohazard, 1, it's misspelled, but should be cryo, not cyrogenic, 1 cryogenic freezer containing 12 Varan. Oh, Varan, I guess. Not Arachni. Source Exogeny Corporation Experimental Medical Division, destination Orbital Station Fel Prime. Addendum: transporting the subjects proved less taxing than clearing Gromar customs. Officer Petronius was suspicious, but Officer Lagarde proved more pliable. Recommend actions to deal with Petronius before next shipment. Yeah, so it says, looks like Cerberus has other bases on this world. You've eliminated the threat at this facility. Continue to one of the other nearby labs. Lockdown active. Achilles protocol engaged. I don't know if you can undo that lockdown. I don't remember if any of these... This is modded too. They've added quite a bit of flavor text and voicing, and that's really cool. I'm not sure if I can open that. And I have heard Achilles Protocol, like, recently playing the other games. I'm not sure if it's Mass Effect 2 or 3, but I think in Mass Effect 3, when you raid the Cerberus station, they discuss Achilles Protocol, so that might just be a little Easter egg. If they put a fighter ship outside here and you blasted a hole inside of the station, I'd be sure. Okay. So, okay, yeah, see, these X's don't change, so this is when clockwise is a good idea. So that I'm sure what I have and have not seen. Ooh, sulfur rain. Sulfur rain's pretty. Thankfully, this game isn't really buggy. I kind of forget to... in Skyrim, I save constantly, because not only is the base game buggy, but I play on high difficulties, I die a lot, and it's got like 1,200 mods. So, it's pretty damn stable. At least my newest list is. But still, I feel myself going soft and not compulsively saving. I also have a mod on Skyrim that saves for me, so.
Look out! Make sure that doesn't happen again.
Alright, sweetie. Told you it was
I gotta be
gonna
more
happen
careful.
again. It's alright, we can do this. Okay. So as you can see, there's Cerberus guys outside, and then there's always something yicky inside that they're running tests on, and in this case, Thorian creepers.
Look out! Maybe next
Damn,
time.
she fits not though, as she says. So I meant to do that. It's alright. So, you can see they're wearing Mass Effect 2 Cerberus gear, which is pretty cool. Okay. There's no sign of Kahoku among the creeper corpses. He must be at one of the other labs in the area.
Let's head to that next base, Shepard. This is my kind of mission.
Lockdown active, Achilles protocol engaged. Okay. I'll try one more time to see if there's anything actionable, but I think that's just a Mass Effect 3 thing they did to add in. And then I'll have to remember if the AI speech in Mass Effect 3 mentions Achilles and go, ah, I knew it. Yeah, I'm not seeing controls. Ah! Achilles protocol active, data purge in progress. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to read this. It's got a whole bunch of like data error, unrecoverable data. I will just give a pause. Data purge in progress. It doesn't matter where you are in the gap. Inspect Arsh Vesky old out of the bull just before day shift. His entirely unexpected. I had sim to run, but no, Lance made me tour guide. To his credit, I didn't feel like I was speak to a brick wall. He's clearly but his cordiality unnerved me. With a gentle, quote, Kissinger while watching a rat nigh rip apart a Aaron. I think he was by their savage, but not our, to control them. Tomorrow he wants to see the creep. Let's hope they don't let me down. Okay, so, as you put this together, you can see that particularly on this planet, they have Thorian creepers, which means they are either working with or are stealing and spying on Exogeny and getting their stuff. They also have Rachni, which were only available, spoiler alert, in Novaria coming up, so they were stealing or spying or cooperating with the businesses on Novaria. Now, it could just be a meta thing where, they've got only so many models, so they're Cerberus is hijacking, stealing, spying, or cooperating with all of the places that we're investigating. They're experimenting with dragon's teeth, they're experimenting with creepers, they're experimenting with husks, they're experimenting with Rachni. And, well, they're also experimenting with thresher maws. Successfully surveyed a large deposit of uranium. So yeah, you could do Mass Effect and not do this content, not be aware of how shitty Cerberus really is. But it's partly why Mass Effect 2 is very difficult for my Shepards who do not want to cooperate in any way with these assholes. Okay? Alright, I'm just gonna shoot these guys and I'll be back. Excuse me while I shoot this guy. Okay. So Cerberus, yeah, they're not good guys, folks. There is, even back in Mass Effect 1, they are the first guys to potentially be indoctrinated. Okay, yeah, Prothean Pyramid, recover. Prothean data disk recovered. There are a few children's toys and some ragged clothes stuffed inside the top of this monument, along with the Prothean data disk. Yeah, I don't know why. Mass Effect. Nobody knows why. That is something that I appreciate, that their writing does include a whole bunch of unknowns, where you are not the main story. They were someone else's toys and children and items. You don't know. You can only steal them. Okay.
I will destroy you!
Won't get me next time.
She says the next time. Datapad. To error from, okay, same thing. It's just going to have, it's going to be difficult to read because this one is even more corrupted. To from ents int on y guest physical and psychical, not chemic meth, gained track on with guest, and he didn't risp to Tor techniques even to his fam proved Y3 plus guest was as the, and he did. This is the out that our benefactor wanted, but so in my interpretation, interrogation of your guest concluded at 7:12 GST. Physical and psychological and chemical methods did not gain traction with your guest, and he didn't respond to. So I think it's Tor, so standard torture techniques, even threats to his family proved futile. Guest was so essentially thrown to the Rachni, and he's dead. This is not the outcome that her benefactor wanted, but yeah, I have a mod that is supposed to not tell me what these creatures are. Unknown creature. Make sure there's nobody else around. But
Shepard, over here. It's Kahoku.
you check for a pulse, but find none. Admiral Kahoku is dead. Despite the ferocity of the creatures he was sealed in with, there are no signs of trauma on his corpse. The needle marks on his arm suggest a different means of execution.
I guess Cerberus found him after all.
One last stop to make, Shepard. We owe Kahoku that much.
Okay. So yeah, last game I didn't manage to get this content. So I'm glad I found the method to it. Achilles Protocol. I've been trying to get into the novels or the graphic novels, but I'm not doing it. So I'm just reading précis of them and trying to catch up on stuff. But I have been reading the graphic novel descriptions. And, yeah. So, Ava Corey, before she became the mechanical being in Edie. Okay. Hold on. One more spot to go. Is that... Weird. Okay. It's only setting me to a debris field. I've been to all the spots. Let's see. Ava Corey and Jack Harper, who is the elusive man. Hades dogs destroy the main Cerberus facility. You found the location of a major Cerberus facility. Head to Nepheron in the Columbia system of the Voyager cluster and destroy it. Okay. We are not on Nepheron. Okay, yeah, we're on Bintu. Alright, one more place to go on Bintu and then we can go there. But, yeah, so he was definitely a Shenshi with Saren. And Saren's brother. Ava Corey. And someone else who died. But, so, that's why replaying or reading this stuff, I really like connecting the dots that I haven't. I've connected a lot of dots this playthrough. And exploded a lot of dots, and exploded me as well, and really sucked at certain things. That's how we get better. We suck at them until we don't.
Moving out.
Alright. Yeah, that's the pyramid. 3 research facilities. Okay, good. Machado is a close-orbiting hot Jupiter with traces of sulfur in its hydrogen-helium atmosphere. The disruptive gravity well of the gas giant prevented any planets from forming nearby. These planets look so cool when you zoom in them here, and then in Mass Effect 2 they just look so crappy and rinky-dink. So the mission is called Hades Dogs because Cerberus was the guard to the gates at hell. Gromar is a rocky terrestrial world with a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Frozen surface is mainly composed of copper with deposits of calcium. Prior to the Alliance's expansion into the Voyager cluster, Gromar hosted one half of a Turian interferometric telescope array, connected with a similar telescope in the Anakin Beta cluster by an expensive chain of FTL comm buoys. The two functioned as a single virtual lens with an effective aperture equal to thousands of light years between them. Turians use this to chart the terminus systems with great accuracy. Scans of the planet Gromar revealed a derelict space station in late stages of orbital decay. A small team was able to recover some items of interest, among them a League of One medallion. Is an unusually large ice world with a core of silicate rock and light metals and a trace atmosphere, krypton and xenon. The crust is mainly composed of water ice. Antaheter's ice sheets show obvious signs of large-scale fracture and refreezing, centered on a massive crater near the South Pole. A recent extranet meme suggests that a Prothean ship crashed through the crust of the planet before the collapse of their empire and might still be recovered from the planetary core. This is purportedly the source of the planet's unusually high mass. Careful mapping of Antaheter's gravity field by orbiting satellites have proved the planetary core is entirely normal. Nepheron is a barren, volcanic terrestrial world with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed of sodium with deposits of magnesium. Aside from displays of geological beauty, including many spectacular volcanoes, this barren world is of little interest. Entries related to Nepheron in the astronomical database are sparse. Ooh, cool looking ice. Yeah. Okay. You have successfully surveyed a large deposit of thorium. You've successfully surveyed a deposit of platinum. Successfully surveyed a large deposit of beryllium.
All personnel, intruder alert. Prepare for security lockdown. Repeat, hostile forces have breached the perimeter. All units respond.
I think that's Mass Effect 3.
Research personnel, lock all terminals and destroy all data below classification level Epsilon.
Yeah, I think that's
Initiating Achilles Protocol.
Yep. Mass Effect 3 assets. I approve.
Containment unit scramble. Containment unit scramble. Containment unit scramble. Containment unit scramble.
terminal screen is filled with warnings. Achilles protocol engaged. The optical database is almost done flashing itself. Quickly, you copy as many files as you can to your hard suit's internal computer. Its memory wiped, the system shuts down. The files are sure to be encrypted, but you've got time to crack them. Okay, so I've done all of the... Alright, I've done all of the collections except for 4 more League of One medallions. ID tag. The Cerberus soldier is an identification tag for Captain Varsynth, one of the Solarian soldiers responsible for capturing the League of One. It's unclear how he came into possession of this relic. Our last save. Get me up here. In my understanding, you'll have to surface. Now we can save. Huh. There wasn't any warning for here. No warning on the map. Alright, we did okay. Yeah, that should be it.